Video. I want to answer a question from a subscriber, and it's a question that's a repeat question, so I figured it was time to make a video on it. The question is, will I recognize normal after major depression? Will I be able to tell what normal feels like after having been severely depressed? Many a depressed, anxious, depersonalized, bipolar, schizophrenic, mood disorder-ridden person has wondered this question, including myself. Everybody, I think, has wondered this question. Because when you're in the midst of it, one of the functions of depression and anxiety and all these horrible mood disorders is that you can't see out of it. It controls the way you think, the way you perceive yourself, especially the way you perceive the future. And it even starts to skew the past, in my experience. And when it comes to the normal question, I've said this in a past video, it's useless to ask the question, when will I feel normal? That's for sure. You can't go there, no way to know, but will you be able to recognize normal? I've got a good answer for you, or at least I think it's a good answer. One that I think can be of use to you, and hopefully it makes sense. So in my viewpoint of normal, I think yes. I think we underestimate our ability to perceive normal after having been depressed, even if you've been depressed like I have, or struggled with depression and anxiety like I have for years. Long stretches of time with periods of time within that long stretch that were very severe. But then maybe you're in moderate or mild stuff. I think you can absolutely recognize normal when it comes. The same way that when you are in a better place, let's see if you can dig back and remember life prior to your mood disorder, life prior to depression, anxiety, and all that. If someone had asked you, do you think you could recognize feeling like shit when it came, what do you think you would say? I'm pretty sure all of us would say, yeah, of course. Of course you know when you feel like shit. You feel like shit, so you know it. It just is what it is. It's pretty black and white. Well, believe it or not, in my experience and that of many other people I have spoken to on this issue, because it's a common issue, common question, they recognize normal and feeling better the same way. They really do. Because once you feel like shit and you feel that relief from it, you notice. You notice. But there's a caveat. There's a twist. There's an angle to all of this that I think will round tie this into making sense. And that angle is that while it is possible to recognize normal when it comes, just because I feel like people know when they feel well and when they don't, it's very hard to believe it or trust it. That part I can attest to as well. You might actually be feeling better. You might even string a few days of feeling better. But if you've been depressed and sick and miserable for a long time, a really long time, you won't trust it. You'll have trouble believing it, and you might have trouble behaving as if you're feeling better. Because you're wounded and you're scarred and you're tortured by what's happened to you. And you're cautious. Double fucking emphasis on the cautiousness. Sometimes you'll see people that say they're depressed, but they look like they're doing just fine. They may very well be struggling like crazy and then having a good day. And they're not able to process that good day. They're not able to believe it. And it hinges their ability to capitalize on a better moment. That part is for sure. So I hope that made sense. Just to quickly reiterate, you can absolutely recognize feeling better when you start feeling better. It's a lot more difficult to believe that you're feeling better when you're feeling better. Does that make sense, guys? Makes sense to me. So I've been severely depressed, I've been severely anxious, been suicidal, and all those luscious things, all those great, wonderful titles. I'm not ashamed of it, but I've certainly been those things. And I've thought I'd never recognize normal again, because it's been years since I felt it. And then I've had better stretches where I was like, shit, I feel better. I can't believe it. Just like you recognize feeling like shit when you're well, you'll recognize it when you feel like better. I hope that helped. We'll see you guys in the next video. Don't give up 5 minutes before the miracle. You guys are an endless reminder to me of that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support, for your love. Share in the comments below. Let's pick each other up. And let's support each other. Let's love each other. Let's be nice. And let's fucking keep reaching for that normal. All relative, by the way, what normal feels like. You can't shit. I need to start writing down the things I'm going to say. One thing I might also add real quick before this becomes a classic Noah video where I talk forever. You can't unlive what you've been through. So you don't forget. And you might have some trauma from that, some PTSD. But that's therapy. You'll work through that. You'll figure that out. But you can't forget what's happened to you. But you can recognize feeling better. I promise. And you will. You'll know it when it comes over you. And it might not be like this. But after you've had it for a while, you'll start to believe it. You'll start to accept it. We'll see you guys in the next video. Please take good care of yourself. One day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time. We can get through it. Whatever we're going through, we can get through it together.